So going back to Computex at InWin's suit, we had the chance to see quite loads of cases that were brilliant. And one of those was this one. This is InWin PRISM coming in black, as you can see, and white color scheme. But there's a difference between those two colors. The white one comes with light tinted tempered glass, and the dark one comes, well, the black one comes with chromatic dark tinted tempered glass, and it's quite unique. I do have to say the shape of the tempered glass here, of course this is a three-sided three-piece side tempered glass, as you can see, and the back side panel of the steel part at the back side is actually in the same design, so you have the same shape on both sides, actually looking like a prism, so it's quite unique. I do have to admit that. Now, this case comes with loads of features, including back connect, RGB strip here on the power supply shroud, RGB LED here at the back behind the AIO, which was, I was kind of surprised, positively of course, because I haven't seen an LED strip placed as such or anywhere else for quite some time. I do have to admit that. And then what you also have is the front plexi panel for radiator and fan support, which is basically easily removable with 4 screws. Now, of course, since it's plexi, it's tend to not warp, not change shape or anything similar to that, but don't over tie the screws when placing the fans or AAO and anything in general over there, because you just might break it. It's a plexiglass. It's quite simple and quite obvious what will happen if you over tighten the screws for the fans. Now, in general, I like the design, and I said that at Computex booth, their suit actually, it's quite something unique. Now, let's start from the visual aspect in general, dust filters and stuff like that. On the front, you don't have a dust filter. It's a perforated mesh steel panel, which looks brilliant, and you already know how that functions. On top, you have a magnetic dust filter. On the bottom, you have a slide-out dust filter. And on the side, you have also a dust filter that is shaped in terms of this kind of angle that goes, well, basically you can see what happens. Then when we go further, and since I'm already at the dust filters, and on top near the dust filters, you have the I/O ports and buttons, which means you have a power on button, you have two USB 3.0, you have USB Type-C, 3.5mm 4-pole jack, and you have an LED button, which means that at the back you have a controller where you have two free slots for future adjustable RGB products that you're going to place inside this case, because everything else is preoccupied. You have one 120 fan here at the back. You can place a 140. You have three 120 fans on the side. You have that LED strip at the back top behind the AAO, and you have this LED strip here on the power supply shroud. Now, since we're following some pattern here, the fans on the side are placed in the wrong direction, which means they are an exhaust. And in that scenario, that's not good because, well, basically, even if I place those Lynx LN 120 at the front, those fans on the side are directly collecting that intake and blowing it outside. Even if there is some air, it's not enough. I would definitely suggest rotating those fans or just placing any other that has a reverse blade, which would definitely benefit the airflow through this case. Now, I'm not saying the airflow is bad. Airflow is good. But it's just simple logic, because you do need to have an intake from the front and then exhaust at the top and at the back, depending on the construction of the case. So yeah, it is what it is, right? The pre-installed fans that come with the case are 4 120, 3 on the side, 1 at the back. Additionally, you can place 3 120 or 3 140 at the front. It all depends on your needs and whatever you want to do. And at the top, you can go with 3 120 and of course 360 at the top. Potentially, you could squeeze a 360 on the side, but you do have to remove the plexi on the front. And then if you don't do that and leave the reverse fans, well, basically, if you place a reverse fans and you place them on the side, you can place a radiator here on front. And the good thing about the front panel that holds the radiator and the fans is that you can place the fans in front of them, in front of the plexiglass, so they're nicely visible from the front, as you can see. And then at the back, you can place the radiator, being it placed on the front. So you have three options. You do have to do some organizations with the fans and brackets and everything all together, but in general, on top, it fits 360. Now, since I'm talking about the AAO, what we have right here is they're one of the latest AAOs. This is InWin AR36, and I'm not going to dwell too much into this one, but what I'm going to say is that it has the same mounting mechanism as the MR36, which you've seen quite a lot on this channel last 2 years. So what I wanted to say about that is that it's a still 2-point contact on AMD platform. 4-point contact on AMD does perform much better, with an offset even better. So this, you will see the results. So if you go with this case, you can expect better results if you go with an AAO that has a 4-point contact. There's additional products that I have right here. These are Lynx LN120, and you have them in LN120p. They come in a triple pack, and the cool thing about those is that the connection on the fans is USB Type-C. So what this happens is you can connect multiple Lynx LN120 with daisy chainable possibility in terms of just connecting simply the USB Type-C to USB Type-C, female to male, and it works outstandingly good. It's simple connection. The last USB Type-C that goes to connection for controlling it is basically 4-pin PWM and addressable RGB. So there are no philosophy behind that. It works quite easy. It's easy to connect. They're already pre-connected out of the box. And yeah, that's it. Quite cool, quite outstanding, and something completely different. First time I'm seeing a Type-C connection directly on the fans. So yeah. Now, going forward, what we have here in front of the power supply shroud is, I'm not sure if you could place a 120 fan here, but it's honestly totally unnecessary. But what you can do if you go with a custom loop in this beautiful case, custom loop will definitely look brilliant inside. You can place a pump, or if you have a tubular reservoir or something similar to that, you can place it here on front. Quite nice fitment. It doesn't obstruct literally anything. Just don't go with too high of a tube, so you can go with long GPUs depending on the water block if you go with that as well. Now at the back, as I said, it supports back connect motherboard, so at the back you have quite loads of space, I would say even 4 centimeters. But since we have this type of panels, depending on the cable management organization at the back, the part that is standing out here as a prism basically gives you even more space than 4 centimeters, so you're up to 6-7 centimeters, which is insane. But honestly, you don't even need that. You get loads of Velcro ties in the accessory box, which can make this cable management look outstanding from the back. With a hub for the addressable RGB that needs to be connected to SATA power directly to the power supply, it gives you an option to basically reorganize the cables quite nicely at the back. EPS cables, 24-pin, using the Velcro ties that they give you inside the box. And also with the power supply shroud, you can hide the extensive cables if you're going with some custom extenders or anything similar to that. It's really nice and tidy at the back if you're not going with back connect motherboard, of course. Now also at the back, since I didn't touch base with storage, you have a bracket for two 2.5-inch SSDs, and that's basically it. But honestly, I don't think there is any need for additional storage unless you really want to go with hard drives. But in this type of case, it's just not that type of case for having hard drives and 2.5-inch SSDs in general. It's something that you definitely build either an insane looking build with custom loop or anything similar to that. This case is definitely something different, of course. So that's all for the back side. That's all from the front side. Now let's check out more options and what we have right here. It has versatile cooling options. Basically, what does that mean is they have 3 dynamic cooling solutions. So you have the flow mode, which means that you have the front, side, top, and back fans installed. Then you have the chill mode, which means that the side fans are completely removed. It's a regular position front intake and top and rear exhaust. And then you have the breeze mode, which means side, it should be an intake, but with this configuration, it's an exhaust. And then you have top and rear exhaust as well. So in that sense, 3 possibilities. You can accommodate up to 10 fans, 240, 280, 360 radiators, and 4 pre-installed Vortex regular blade fans. Cool thing, this case actually supports vertical and horizontal GPU mounting. So this means that in a regular position that the case arrives, you can place it horizontally. You have 4 screws at the back. You rotate the expansion slots, you place the GPU. The only thing that you need to add additionally is the PCI riser that needs to be bought separately. Downside of the vertical GPU mounting position is that the screws are on the inside of the chassis. So this means that you need to connect your GPU to the brackets outside of the chassis and then place the bracket inside, connect the PCI Express riser to the motherboard, to the GPU, tie up the 4 screws, and then you're done. So the same process goes if you need to change the GPU. It supports up to ATX motherboard, but honestly I see loads of space for eATX even, so you can manage that, I think, without a problem. Maximum CPU height is 175 millimeters, GPU 435. Power supply goes basically to this edge at the top of the LED, so 238 millimeters. For the fans, top 2 140 or 3 120, rear 120, side 3 120, front 3 120 or 3 140. For the radiator support, 240, 280, 360 at the top, 120 at the rear, 240, 360 on the side, and the same thing goes on the front. For the storage, you already know, literally everything. Addressable RGB hub has a support for 6 addressable RGB components, which is brilliant. We have a rear wing inspired handle at the back, which definitely comes in handy when carrying such a case, so you don't have to touch it for the tempered glass, taking into consideration while moving it on the sides. And all in all, I think that's it. That's it for the main specifications and details that you need to know about this chassis. Going with some benchmarks. InWin PRISM with AR36, we have AMD Ryzen 9 7900 X3D going in AIDA 60 for Extreme Edition up to 89 degrees, which is quite solid. I do have to say that's somewhere on the average. The same thing goes with the clock speed, 4800 megahertz, which is okay. And for the GPU, the thermals in this case are 68 degrees. You already know the maximum for this GPU is 73 degrees, which means that the case is completely clogged with airflow. In those terms, this case is brilliant because it still has enough airflow. For the GPU, 5 degrees, still space to push it forward. Then we go to Cinebench, we have 84.3 Celsius degrees on the CPU, in average of 10 runs, 4975 MHz clock speed, which is also outstanding. But as I stated, since this is a 2-point contact AIO for the block, and the airflow, even though the side fans are an exhaust, the airflow is still quite solid, and that the GPU proves that. But the 2-point contact could be better. I mean, it could be better. The performance could be better if it was a 4-point contact, and it wouldn't be, I think the score would be higher. So 26,420 average out of 10 runs. Still good. I mean, I can't complain. It's still good, but it could be better, of course. I think it could be better because this case really has the airflow, really has the front intake, side intake if you rotate the fans, quite solid exhaust. Shame with the whole thickness of the case, you can't fit a 140 at the back. But I'm just saying the only downside of this case is that the pre-installed fans on the side are not reversed, and maybe they had something else in mind, but regardless of that. Now for the final thought, the majority of InWin products is always premium, and I do have to admit this one feels, without a doubt, in the same category. But the only thing that is not giving me the chance to give this a PC Crazy Premium badge, and believe me, I haven't gave that badge for quite some time, is the plexiglass on the front for the front mounting mechanism for the fans and the radiators. Because, let's be honest, if you're buying something that is completely premium, and believe me, everything else apart from the plexiglass is, but just one twist extra of the screw, you might take out that plexi from the front, right? The only thing that I could give for this case is PC Crazy Creative badge because, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Simply just loving the design, loving everything else. And today we also had the InWin AR36, including Lynx LN120, 120mm PWM addressable RGB fans. That'll be all for today, guys. So if I manage to find all the products directly on some store, I'll put the links in the description so you can check out the price and the availability, of course, and everything else all together. And if you're new to the channel and you haven't subscribed yet, I think it's time to do that. And that'll be all for today, guys. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.